to the Talk Nerdy Me podcast, roundtable discussion of Gears of War 3 edition, with your hosts, AJ.
And Pablo Gunner.
And you know what? It's nice to see that we have a lady joining us.
Hello, I'm Hannah.
I'm this is Agent the Hut, 25, back in action here at TMNT.
Correspondent Ambassador J. Bems reporting for duty. Blacksmith.
And also in attendance, Master Skywalker here, aka Aaron.
Very nice. As you can tell already, the sound quality is much better. We moved into our studios at TNTM headquarters. So let's start off with some brief news. Tell us about the season pass, Andrew, or Asian.
Asian Andrew, doesn't matter. Well, the season pass, you know, a while back they released some news that on November 1st we're going to be getting the Commando pack, which is basically adding some multiplayer, a couple multiplayer maps, I think it's 3 multiplayer maps, and some new skins and also new fortifications for Horde mode. But what just recently was announced was on December 13th we're going to be getting a DLC called Ram's Shadow, which is going to take us to back to before E-Day, post E-Day. We're going to be taking over a Zeta Squad, which is basically some characters that were from the comic book series, and we're just going to see a story from basically their perspective. As hold on, I'm actually reading the article for you guys right here as we speak, so I'm trying to get my information correct for you guys. But we're gonna be like I said, we're gonna be Zeta Squad, and we're gonna be basically.
I think it's Zeta.
Zeta? The Zeta Squad?
Yeah.
We'll be taking the role of Zeta Squad. And also, we'll halfway through that campaign, it's gonna be 3 hours. We'll shift over to Ram's Squadron, so we'll actually get to play as Locust too, and see their perspective as they were trying to kill the humans post E-Day. And that will be running 1,200 Microsoft points, or if you got the season pass, it'll be for free.
Awesome. Do we have any other news that we want to talk about?
How did you get the season pass?
I got the season pass when I pre-ordered the game. And you can get it on, you know, my Xbox Live Marketplace.
How much did you have to pay extra?
$30.
$30. But that includes all DLC.
That includes the first 4.
Just the first 4?
Just the first 4.
I thought it was everything.
No, it's just the first 4.
So it's literally just the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Season pass.
Yeah.
Winter.
But I think it's cool to see just within the second DLC out of the first 4 is already a new campaign coming out. Like they said, it's going to be a 3-hour campaign.
I have a quick question. Is this DLC or any other DLC, do you know if there's going to be a point which, in Horde mode you are obviously the Gears, right? Are they going to make it so you can be the opposite and you can be the Horde going after the Gears?
Funny you bring that up because the game itself is Beast mode where you're the...
Is that the same thing though?
It's pretty much the same exact thing. You're the Locust going after humans that have fortified.
In waves?
In waves.
Oh, okay. So they pretty much already have it then?
Yes.
Alright.
Very nice. Let's go ahead and talk about the campaign. First night, Aaron got it. We started playing it on hardcore.
Hardcore.
Because you don't live hardcore unless you are hardcore, right?
Correct.
So, you want to start us out by talking about it, Aaron?
Yeah, so it kind of takes you, like when Gears of War 2 ends, and then it kind of takes you after Jacinto had fallen, they sunk Jacinto, which was the last standpoint, or the last stronghold for the Cogs. It kind of takes you after that. And what it is basically everyone's separated. There's no strongholds anymore. They don't have really any fortifications. You're kind of, it takes you to, where it starts you off is you're on the ship, and basically, you're on this island that, you know, you're kind of just refugees at this point. Like there's no real army. You find out that, that Prescott has abandoned you guys. You don't really have any fortifications. You really don't have contact with people on the mainland, and there's kind of this new enemy coming out that you deal with it a little bit in Gears of War 2. It's the Lambent, and basically what it is it's like the emulsion from underneath, like from underneath everything, it just kind of takes over people and takes over the locusts. And so you kind of get this new enemy coming about at you as
It's
well.
kind of like the flood of the Gears universe.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
I never cared for Prescott anyways. I thought he was a jerk, so that's fine.
Well, he was. He didn't really have a good grasp
He
on
was
his
still
play.
a jerk to you from the beginning,
Yeah.
you know, even in this one. So
The thing about this campaign for Gears 3, I think, is that it really shows, like, as you're going through all the different environments, how big of a toll the war has really had on everyone. Like, you see the cities where the hammers came down and tried to destroy the locusts, and you see the devastation that the war has caused in the world that you're fighting. I think that's what.
also, I like how they integrated to where as you know Marcus and Dom had their little mission in the beginning, and then it goes over to Baird and Coltrane, and at the same time, but you play the Marcus one first, and then
Oh yeah, you see the two sides of what was going on with these people.
and it like I liked how they developed that, and you know what, this game is visually stimulating. It's very polished. It's the best graphics I've seen on a third-person shooter. Period.
And the hit detection on it's amazing. Detection is precise.
And the cover system, that's always been top notch.
You know, like you said, you liked how it showed the two perspectives of the storyline. I almost thought that was kind of a cop-out to make the game longer. Like, I feel like I could have gone without seeing what they went through, like what Baird and Coltrane went through, after just playing Dom, just to get to that same point where they're together. I feel like I could have gone without seeing all that and still been okay. It didn't really add to the story at all. It gave a little, like, history of Coltrane a little bit, but other than that, I feel like it was really just filler in the game to make it longer.
But it was a good filler. It was, because the way that it played into it, like the conversations, you control Marcus on the ship and they're being attacked by the Lambent, and he's radioing Coltrane and Baird,
Right.
and then you find out that there's this Leviathan, and like it's kind of like you're working together, but at the same time, like you play through one part and then you're seeing it from another aspect.
Right.
Not a lot of games give you that,
Right.
and I
also,
gotta give it to them on there.
I think that developed a more character relation. I guess that makes sense. I was able to find out who Baird and Coltrane are in like situations like that. I don't think any other game we got to play as them.
As both characters, or both teams,
Both
because
teams, yes.
I'm a huge Coltrane fan, and the idea of being able to play as Coltrane, that's awesome to me.
And didn't you say you found a hat or something?
No,
Oh, yeah, I
you
found
can
a hat
find
too.
you can find cool little apparel items
Yeah,
and
little
stuff.
Easter eggs.
It doesn't really give you any bonuses, but it's just kind of cool to
Yeah,
add
you
to the game.
can choose whether to wear the hat backwards or forwards.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, of course, COG tags come back, and they seem kind of hard this game.
Yeah,
to
there's
find.
one.
There's a lot of collectibles.
Yeah,
You
there's one that I found
You gotta
that
look very
I
thoroughly.
actually had to look online to find it, and you actually had to shoot a body that was hanging from the ceiling to make the cog tag drop. So that's
kinda hard.
It gets pretty intense.
Yeah, if you're into the collectibles, you can go onto YouTube, and they'll give you a layout of pretty much all the collectibles and where to find them.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot,
There's
especially on the
documents,
first
right?
act.
Yeah, there's a.
Documents and stuff that you could read, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Act 1, there's actually a giant golden chicken you can fight that breathes fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys found that, but like when you're on top of the ship, there's like these 4 ports, like the foghorns. You touch, a chicken flies out. You kill that chicken, turn it into a giant golden chicken that breathes fire.
I don't know, wait. That's funny.
And that's like, what's the point of that? But and then there's something later on you can only get on the same mode called the clock shot, where I don't just when you get to one of these stages where you see the devastation of the hammers, you have to do certain things, and when you do these events, we're trying not to spoil it. When you do these certain things, a chicken on an ammo box will fly up and drop 4 boom shots, but instead of shooting missiles that shoots chickens that blow up, and when you active reload it shoots 4 chickens at the same time.
Kind of reminds me of like Ratchet
Oh, yeah.
You get all the chicken guns, or like on South Park games, you get, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Just random stuff.
Yeah, just random
It
stuff.
throws in like a fun element to where, you know, like this game kind of has like a serious undertone.
Right.
It's kind of depressing because everybody knows it's the end.
Oh, it's really depressing.
The end of this story, at least.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's
That we know.
the story's really great though. The story mode was awesome. You got to really build with the characters. You know, you got to play with them. You know, different characters and stuff instead of just Marcus, which I kind of like too. They make Carmine pretty much a badass.
Yeah, Carmine in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty much my favorite Carmine.
Right.
Pretty much the same exact Carmine, except his ripped. His ripped in this one.
I like how like there's like a shot, and he's like, "Good thing I was wearing this."
Oh
helmet."
yeah, that was so
It's kind of like an
funny.
homage to,
His
you know.
helmet does its job for once.
Yes.
Right, and then in the second one too, when they're breathing the emulsion, and they're like, "God, where's Carmine when you need him?" Because he's got, you know, his helmet and he's got his, you know, breathing apparatus and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But going back to the story mode, like for those of you guys who played it, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It takes you through. You find out, you know, the story I thought was kind of different, but like when you first start playing the game, you kind of go into like a flashback that Marcus is having
Right.
about his dad and like why he got thrown into prison, and that was really cool. That was really cool because you got to see like, you know, how he got court-martialed for like trying to save his dad, and then you find out that his dad, Prescott, shows up, and you find out that his dad is still alive, or there's some recordings.
I don't remember. I haven't played the other Gear games in a while. Was his dad a big deal in the other Gear games?
Well, the first one's pretty much you're trying to find him, right? Sort of. I know you go to your old house and stuff at the beginning, right? And there's a big battle there, right?
I don't
the first
remember
one?
if you got it.
I think from what I remember,
Because even in the second one, Dom says, you know, oh, why can't we go look for my wife? You know, we went to go look for your dad, you know, so I thought you would understand. So he's like, oh, all right, yeah, we'll go then, you know. So
definitely, and then I like how this had integration of acts. You know, there was 5 acts, I believe, throughout the whole game, and each was different. You know, but it stick to the main storyline.
I feel like they added new characters like Sam, is her name, right? The girl.
Yeah.
I feel like she kind of came out of nowhere. Like she almost didn't have to be in it. They just put in there to add another female character, just to gender mix it up.